Female gamers पे you touched
23% of them are females.
43%. 23% are
so अगर हम 34 मिलियन लेते हैं तो 8 मिलियन खवातीन 8.5 मिलियन खवातीन है.
अच्छा, इसमें ये जो अक्सर हमें सोशल मीडिया के एडवर्टाइजिंग में प्रॉब्लम आती है कि एक मेल अकाउंट से उन्होंने रजिस्टर किया हुआ है, अपने आप को मेल दिखाया हुआ है.
ये पर्सोना ऐसा नहीं करता.
यहाँ गेमिंग पे इफ यू आर सेइंग 23%, it is 23%.
So मैं आपको बताऊँ गेमिंग में ये जो आर्केटाइप है, पर्सोना जो है, ये इतना सेल्फ अवेयर और इतना and I say it in the good way to all females listening, it's not in a derogatory way. They're so needy for attention because in our society we have marginalized female creativity, marginalized female excellence, right? So when they do well at games or sports, they want to put themselves out there, right? So मैं आपको छोटी सी मिसाल देता हूँ. हमने अभी टेकन का टूर्नामेंट किया. was the first ever all female टेकन टूर्नामेंट in Lahore. We did it with HBL and Symmetry. हमने क्या किया, अच्छा e-sports में ना face cams होते हैं. You can't turn face cams on. Face cams are there because that's part of the moderation. But since it's Pakistan, what we did was there were 64 contestants that had qualified. We printed 64 face masks with the brand impression, but बड़े खूबसूरत face masks. And when every girl got on stage, we were like, if you don't want your face to, we can't turn the cam off, but if you want your face to be seen, they're like, no.
Really?
We want her. And these were girls from all over Punjab, from SEC, BC, traditional SEC, BC geographies. And they said, no, because if we win, we freaking want everyone to see our face that we won, right? Yeah. And then when this girl who won, she was from Chakwal, dude, there's a video I'll share with you and you can plug it into the podcast if you want to. So her dad and her mom were in the audience and she was playing on stage, beautiful stage. And her mom, her brother and her dad was in the audience and someone was shooting from the back. And then she dealt, not the final blow, one of the final blows in Tekken. And her dad just goes up and starts doing this and goes nuts, right? And then she wins and the whole crowd goes up and she turns around and she looks at her dad and her dad is like, Punjabi guy doing this, khade mein chala ke mara. And then her mother starts crying and it was very typical. And they wanted to be celebrated. She got up and she soaked it in. The crowd of random people cheering. Then she went and did like a podcast. Then she did an interview with 50 different people on the media wall. So, aisa nahi hai. These girls, and so what we're doing now is there's a huge male tournament happening in the first 10 days of May, isi mahine mein, in Lahore. And what we've done is we've arranged for the two winner and the runner-up to have an exhibition match with the male winner and runner-up over there because they said we want to square off against the guys. So confidence level is archetype ka, is persona ka, representation is completely off the charts.
So it's a different type of woman who's playing this game.
100%.
And usme then, if you remember, on panel pe baithe hue the, there was a girl at the back who made some comments about being a female gamer. बुलिंग बहुत होती है. साइबर बुलिंग बहुत होती है. गेम प्ले के दौरान अगर किसी को पता चल जाए कि यार मैं एक लड़की के साथ खेल रहा हूँ, इसको काउंटर करने के क्या तरीके हैं? And how does a woman handle this?
देखिए, there was a time when this was happening all across the world, and I'll be very honest, it was handled in a very different way, in the wrong way. So unfortunately, हुआ क्या है? A lot of the culture that gets imported here is culture from the US.
Right.
And US really hasn't handled Gen Z and Gen Alpha diversity very well, to be very honest.
Right.
The initial reaction was FIA को report कर दो, IP address उसका निकाल लेंगे, फलाना कर लेंगे, and that's what US would do. No, there's nothing you can do about it. Just like you can do nothing about some random troll writing something on Facebook and telling you look fat, ugly, whatever the hell. You cannot do anything about a guy who finds out, oh, voice chat pe shit, this is a girl who did a headshot and killed me. What a BI, whatever. Kuch nahi kar sakte. You just got to develop thick skin, right? If you remember when we were young and we would play on the field, cricket or football, dude, there were some nasty bullies on the pitch. We would want to go out to our mom.
Cricket jo hoti thi.
So yeah, they would make you want to cry to your mom and never come back the next day to play. But you'd show up the next afternoon at 4 o'clock again.
That's true.
And you'd be like, aisi ki taisi, maine bowling karani hai, maine batting karni hai. Thick skin. And if you remember, I gave an advice to that mother that day. I said the best thing you can do is, like you talked about you playing with your daughter. And that's what Yasser Awad said. You said, play with your daughter, enjoy with her, and when you encounter bullying, tell her to push back. Tell her to develop thick skin. Tell her, and that's all you can do. But there is bullying. हमारे मुल्क में, unfortunately, by the way, दूसरे मुल्कों में भी होता है, so I'm not putting down Pakistan. हमारे मुल्क में, the minute, if you're in any male-dominated profession or activity, and there is slight chance of a woman beating you or competing with you, male ego is triggered. And then you push back in the nastiest way. You have skill set with the pushback nahi kar sakte. So one of the first interviews I did at IGN was with this fantastic female gamer who was one of the first female gamers to be signed with a large esports company out of India and Singapore. And one of the first times she took a hiatus of about 8 months. That was because the cyberbullying got so bad that she was like, I can't process this because I can't focus, right? There's only so much you cannot do. And then she worked on herself and she went like, screw this. I'm going to come back and I'll be like, you guys are just haters who don't have the same opportunity as me. And then she kicked ass for like 3-4 years until she, moved on to other things that she wanted to do in life and stopped playing. So unfortunately, cyberbullying today is generic across the board, whether it's gaming or whether it's Twitter or whether it's trolling on Facebook. Just got to grow thick skin but if it gets, like I said, dangerous or threatening or physically threatening, we've had a lot of gamers complain to the FIA cybercrime cell, if you know about it. Their hotlines are on internet. They're very responsive and they're very helpful. So reach out, complain, feel safe. वो तो बिल्कुल करें, but grow thick skin.